What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today, we are doing a Relic VOD review because look at his scores. He is finally playing on his LAN account, the 1-1-1-1. Couple ace in there, but, probably trolling. This guy, if you've never seen him before, is probably the best player on LAN. But, don't underestimate him just because he's playing on a quote-unquote weaker server. Also, what are those Pokemon names? Hopefully, YouTube doesn't scrape the... You know what? I'm not going to worry too much about it. It's probably fine. But what are you doing in between Q, Relic? Okay, more about Relic in a second. But we roll past the Battle Academia Augment immediately. Another one, Raining Gold, Healing Orbs. Is actually kind of interesting. I don't think it's another one. I think you can just roll this one immediately. I mean, we're going to make Shojin here almost definitely because we have Illusion 2. Double Shojin, not amazing. So it's between Raining Gold, Healing Orbs here, and then we'll see what we roll into here. Hit Calc Loss. I don't want to take Calc Loss because we actually can win streak here. So yeah, between these two, it's kind of interesting because I think Raining Gold is the obvious option if you want to, fast state, have enough gold to make it there. Healing Orbs is a really great win streak option, and it looks like Relic, wants to go for it here. And he actually gets super rewarded for it because he does hit the Atrox too. Power up here. We could take Drift Duo, but yeah, we've already leveled up, so I actually do like the Mage better onto Lucian because we're not going to be able to go for Lucian 3 in this spot. The other thing is that Mage is actually quite nice on Lucian because if you double cast and any of your shots miss, then you get the refund onto your ability. So, sometimes like if you cast once, kill a dude, double cast, miss a dude, then you can just kind of like infinitely cast. So it's actually very, very nice. So a little bit about Relic, if you guys have never seen a Relic VOD review. The thing that I am contractually obligated, I must say, whenever I'm doing a Relic VOD review, not actually contractually obligated, but I mean, you gotta say because it's an amazing fun fact, he's the first ever player to go to a World Championship in 2 Riot Games titles. He used to be a League player. I think he was a support player and made it to the World Championships in League. And now he, plays TFT, and he's made it to the World Championships in TFT. First ever player to do that. I can't think of another TFT player who's actually done it. There's Cora1, who now goes by Sudowoodo, who I know made it to a World Championship in the League. But as far as I know, he hasn't actually made it to a TFT World Championship. I feel like whenever I've said this in the past, someone said that there's like a Valorant player maybe who made it in another Riot Games title, but I mean, I don't actually know if there is. I am pretty sure there is not another TFT player unless it is like a Chinese player that I don't know of, or maybe someone in like APAC that I'm not thinking of. But I mean, very, very impressive, obviously. And he's a very, very good player. Like I said, he's made it to multiple world championships, is very, very frequently rank 1 LAN. Took a little detour, you can see in the top right here, took a little detour to hit 1300 LP on EUS. So for anyone who's like, oh, he's playing on LAN, weaker server. Well, I mean, EUS is also a weaker server. We know that. But look, I have to flame EUS every once per VOD. I must. Would you ever take Spark here just for the early slam? I mean, I think this makes a lot of sense. It's also a great unit to play on this board, Duelist Jug. Yeah, so I think you must take this, and you probably should make Spark. I think this is probably like a little bit over slammy here because there is a world actually where we fight 2 weak people and then we don't need to slam Spark. But it's a great slam here. And I guess we can start talking a little bit about, direction, what we were going to play this game. A few patches ago, this spot would feel very awkward because, Karma was in the dumps, Sorks were dead, Mech was kind of aligned, but not amazing. But after the past few patches, so this main patch, Mech got buffed, the Mech itself got buffed, and then in the B patch, Karma got buffed. All of a sudden, this Mech line has gotten a lot better. So you're very, very happy these days to angle into Mech. The only consideration is, can I make it to 7 Mech? Because 7 Mech is very, 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 very strong. And if you get there, you're, guaranteed top 4, oftentimes winning the lobby. If you don't make it to 7 Mech, if you get stuck on 5 Mech, your life is kind of going to suck. You can stabilize a little bit on it, but it's not great. So the consideration in spots like these always has to be, am I confident that I can make it to 7 Mech? Sometimes that is just, rolling on 8 and finding your Yone. Sometimes it is hitting your Drift Duo and then, you get the +1 Mech. But you have to have some way of reaching 7 Mech. That's why when we were looking at augments at the start, I think a lot of people would consider Raining Gold just because that is going to say like, I probably will have enough econ this game to make it to 7 Mech. But no, from Relic, he says, we don't care that much about that. We get dropped to JG here, so this is an easy slam. I like it a lot. The only kind of awkward thing is now we have this bow open that would normally be Void Staff, but it can't because we made the Spark. is probably just gonna end up being like a red buff or something like that. I mean, actually, these days it can be the Nashor's Tooth now, and we've made JG, so that's probably the best slam actually in this spot here, red buff or Nashor's. So yeah, bow into crit item. What a world. Bow plus belt equals crit item. Who would have thought? But yeah, I mean, our opener is looking just fantastic. I mean, this is a perfect game to showcase this comp just because of how. I mean, if you hit an opener like this, you are so strong. Heavyweight Protector are our last ins here, like our next things that we could get in here. I mean, I guess the Darius would be ideal here. Oh my god. I mean, you must, right? You must take Tesla Coil here in this comp. This augment is just very... I'm kind of surprised, actually, that he's thinking as long about this. I mean, yeah, I don't know why. I guess he's thinking about, like, Glass Cannon. I mean, Salvage Bin's a great augment as well. I guess he's thinking about Salvage Bin, but I feel like Tesla Coil is the single best augment that you can take in this comp because of the fact that once you get to 7 Mighty Mech, that mech has 3 items on it, and so it also procs your Tesla Coil. We also already have Ionic Spark slammed here, which is, you know, MR shredding for our Tesla Coil procs. So I mean, this is fantastic. This is like the ideal spot to be playing Mighty Mech here. Going to sell off an extra unit to make 40 gold here and just chill here. And yeah, we're playing the Jace right now for heavyweights just as a guy. Also going to team planner the mech board out here. Pretty simple. You play 7 mech and you play Arise. If you miss, which I kind of hope that Relic does here so we can see some other kind of alternatives, because you can play around 5 mech. You can obviously play around the Mentor Rise comp. The problem is just like holding all of that stuff on bench while you wait to make it to level 9. It's kind of awkward. So yeah, I'd love to see. Yeah, he's gonna sort of set and Poppy into the planner here. Interestingly enough, just to have some flexible options here. So yeah, and he takes him out of planner, but I think he's just yapping about. Probably someone asked like, hey, what do you play if you miss? And he's like, yeah, set Poppy, good enough. Obviously Yone's ideal. So maybe we'll see some flexible boards on level 8 here. Obviously the ideal is of course 7 mech though. All right, we still got that bow open. Like I said, I think Nashor's Tooth is probably the best slam. Red buff, a good second best. But I do, you know, you don't have to over prioritize. I guess there's also GS. Well, there's so many good slams here, but it should be, well, it would be Nashor's, but there's just a Jarvan with Cloak on Carousel here. So I think we'll take that here. We'll level up here, play 5 mech. Not even a high roll, man. Oh my god, the YouTube comments are gonna go nuts about how good this spot is. But you know, sometimes it's good to watch a comp from an ideal spot to see how well it does. So I won't. I don't mind it too much. So yeah, let's continue on this board. I would unmute him, but he is not speaking in English, almost guaranteed. So yeah, I mean, maybe somebody can translate and say what he's saying, and you know, put an entire timestamp for every single thing he says during. I mean, honestly, if somebody did that, like I think a lot of people would probably find value in it. Power up the cannon here for the body change. The main idea is just being able to move this power up when we want to. It's kind of interesting because I think best power up in this comp used to be the best power up in every comp. It would be Socialite. But there is actually a nerf to this comp, I guess, in the B patches. You can no longer find Socialite here. So you can't, you know, buff up your entire board. So we'll see. There is the double mech pilot idea, though. I think people have determined that is actually bugged, where the mech cannot spell crit with Executioner in, which is kind of funny. It gets crits on autos, I believe, but it cannot spell crit, which is kind of awkward. And as far as I know, none of the patch notes have said that has been bug fixed. So I think that bug still exists in the game. It's TFT. I mean, the people I heard from a random Reddit post, which I probably shouldn't quote because they might just be completely lying, that the mech augments are still not bugged, or are still bugged so that you don't always get them. I mean, Striker's Fellow red buff, I mean, seems good. Another Jarvan is great here. Sadly, I mean, you could go double spark. You do, yeah, you do Striker's Flail, the cannon for now, because it's going to give us a proc of Tesla Coil. Yeah, I mean, this looks like a game where you are going to have to stabilize, you know, on 8. It's not like we can just go straight to 9 in this spot. On a Lucian too. Like, I do think we have to roll a bit here. Though 91 HP, maybe you can get away with it. I'm curious to see how we play this level late, because I think this is the hardest part of this comp is the 8-9 setup here. You really do want to be, like, if we'd kept our streak, we could have just gone straight to 9 now. I think it's just last second save here. Last second save on the mech is so good. I mean, Water Lotus is fine. Ooh. What? I mean, it's the synergy between this and Tesla Coil. I'm shocked. I'm appalled. Because I'm pretty sure also little buddies is fantastic in this comp because you naturally play 3 little buddies. So it's very easy, boom, 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 right? To get insane little buddies value on this board. Wow. Tomb Raider here with the idea that we are going to play max cap and we're going to play for the win in this spot. That is wild to me. All right, we're going to level up. We pick up the Rise here, find 1 Karma as well, which is big, find J42 and also the Rise here. And yeah, we're actually rolling super deep here. Do pick up Karma pair, which is big here. Is Karma 1 better than Lucian 1? I think the answer is yes, or than Lucian 2. He's actually, yeah, I mean, you could itemize the Rise. He's going to itemize the Rise here. The problem... And yeah, ooh, look at this. All right, so we power up. Colossal is what he took here. Oh my God. Wait, we are kind of cooking on this board here. And then he spreads the items out just enough so that he gets the Tesla coil value onto to Rise here. Kind of a weird setup, honestly. Okay, yeah, and he takes Colossal off. He's like, yeah, I'm not trying to play this Colossal thing here. Going to power up the Jarvan again, probably. Yep, look for something. Body change, yeah, I think it's fantastic here. And then you just, yep, shield up the mech. I like this a lot. So it's kind of interesting here, the Rise versus the Karma. I mean, it is a Rise too. I actually really want to check damage charts here because I do think Mentor, without 4 Mentor, Rise is kind of a trait bot on this board. I'm going to check the damage chart here, Karma versus the Rise. Yeah, I mean, Karma did get out damaged by Rise here. So, I mean, I do think Relic made a good call here in itemizing the Rise 2 over the Karma 1. That's actually good to know because I think... I mean, the thing about Mighty Mech is that, it buffs up the mech. It isn't really buffing up Karma. So, like, it isn't one of those selfish traits. It is more of a team buff trait. So, makes sense that you can kind of flex your carry here. Yeah, I'm actually a little surprised that Relic is rolling so deep on 82 HP, but I think he is very tempted by the fact, let me just cloak the Karma here for the Tesla coil. He's very tempted by the fact that we took Tomb Raider this game, so we can actually play kind of artificially lower cap, so that we don't actually have to go like fast 9 in a spot like this. We can just play for the low cap of hitting everything 2-star, save a bunch of HP here, and then as long as we are living for 3 people to die, I mean, we are going to get a Prismatic Augment, right? We're going to get triple item anvil. I mean, it's better than a Prismatic Augment, honestly, if we can get everything. So this makes a lot of sense. It's a pretty cool idea, yeah, to just take Tomb Raider and say, I mean, the synergy between it and Tesla Coil is so good that I'm going to stabilize really hard, and that's going to be enough to win out. So yeah, I actually love how we played this game here. And I really do like not being too lazy and just, we are going to itemize. I mean, it's a Rise too, even though he does not have... for Mentor in, I mean, Rise, himself has been buffed a little bit. Yeah, 7.6k. I mean, honestly, this is looking easily better than the Karma. And I know Karma got buffed. I think maybe in my head, I'm over adjusting for Karma getting buffed and say, oh, Karma 1 better than Rise 2, but certainly seems fake here. And so great itemization from Relic here. And I mean, these items can stay on Rise for a while. If we find Karma 2, I do think we'll move over the Guard Breaker here. Probably a Gargoyle here and then like a Giant Slayer, but let's roll down, pick up Karma 2. Probably could have popped stuff off here, but we are going to, yeah, at this point, move these over and then look for, like I said, probably... I was thinking GS, but actually we can't take it now. So we're going to make, BT Vow here and then take Efficient onto the Karma here. Okay, I mean, once again, you do want to get 3 items on somebody here, and he opts to 3-item the Jarvan over the Rise. The Karma is probably enough damage here, so I think this makes a lot of sense here. Ooh, the Karma also. I mean, the second you do find Karma, she is definitely the item holder over the Rise here. But yeah, really great stabilization from Relic here. Still has not high-rolled the Yone yet, but yeah, he's... I feel like played this stage 4 fantastically, and look how low everybody is, right? That is I think that was an Ash board with an Udyr 3, which is not something you see every day though, but that kind of looks horrifying here. This is Malzahar Heavyweight Reroll, which I think a lot of people are more down on these days after the nerfs here. We'll see if our board can beat it. I would hope for the Mal's board's sake that they win, because if they're losing this fight, then their board is quite bad, and yeah, at least they win. Though, I actually can't see because Relic's head is blocking this other guy, but... yeah, that last guy is alive. But 3 people, single-digit HP, 2 people below 14 HP. So we're certainly going to get our proc of this. It makes a lot of sense. Oh my God, look at that Viego, by the way. The Flicker Blade's so good with this setup. I mean, it's such a great replacement for Guinsoo's. If you ever get there, Viego performs so well with artifacts. Also, I have a request. If you guys are in my games in TFT, can you not contest me when I play Viego reroll? I think every single game I've gotten a good Viego reroll spot, someone has contested me in it, and I don't like being contested in Viego reroll. I'd prefer to be uncontested in Viego reroll, personally for me. That is 3 people dead. That is 3 full items that we are about to get here. That is disgusting, especially because take item off carousel here. We're about to get 2 extra Tesla coil procs here. I mean, QSS is not bad if you can't get this, and then you just go for triple items on the rest of our front line. We also, like, if you can get TG, you definitely take TG here. Oh my god. Is it ever... He's just going to GS here because it's a good item. And then... Why am I looking at blue buff here? He thinks it is blue buff here. I mean, yeah, this makes sense. Blue buff, Karma, best mana item. So we can just GS here and then put this stuff here. Yeah, okay. Actually, this looks really nice. The QSS, not even bad with executioner value here. So yeah, I like it a lot, actually. The itemization looks great. And we also... So we got 2 units and we're on the way to a 3rd unit because we got TG. The Tesla coil value is out of control here. Gonna lose this fight, but still very, very, you know, close to being stable in this spot here. And really, I mean, the big stabilization is pushing 9, right? You push 9 here, you get your Yon in and you get very strong. It's kind of funny, by the way, that this entire way he has played 6 mech, he just doesn't think that there's something better that we could play on the board. I feel like there must be, you know, just like another strategy. I mean, 3 strategists is pretty bad, honestly. Is there really nothing that we can play that's better than this Atrox, though? That's like literally just contributing nothing. Even like, I don't know, 3 stat, 3 executioner, or yeah, 3 strat, 3 executioner are pretty weak. Though he has this, yeah, I mean, he's got the Zyra in as well, so it's not like what other in would you play here? Yeah, I don't actually... It's kind of hilarious, but a good way to show, actually, just, you know, play around the Zyra and chill in the spot here. All right, level up. Going to look for that one Yone that's going to spike us immensely. We do hit it, which is huge here. We also pick up another Zyra here, so that's really big. We can look at... Why am I looking at Hodge? I guess just Hodge. Finish your... Oh, what is... Oh, and the BT. Okay. And you have to move the BT down. But yeah, this actually makes... Okay, this is way better. Kind of forgot about the BT because it got stuck there. So this is great, actually. Get a better item onto the Jarvan here. And then you move the BT down to the center for our Tesla coil value. We have this Lee Sin and Chop who is like... He's an okay addition to the board. Relic evaluates that Zyra is better than Lee Sin. You know, you play 3 Executioner, he's a pretty good unit, but... To be fair, we can't really itemize everybody. It's interesting as well. We could move items off of GP2 and onto the Yon 1, but it looks like Relic evaluates that GP2 is stronger. This is something that I'm always kind of curious about, just because it is like, I think those 2 units in my head are kind of close. The main thing is like, do you think your Yone can live? And I think the answer a lot of the time is no. We definitely move this TG down to Zyra too if we hit her. You could also even just move the Senna items over just to get her casting faster. I mean, these items, we don't have any removers though, so I guess we can't move the items off of GP. That's a big reason to not remove your units if you don't have a remover. But I mean, look at this board here. 6 units worth of Tesla coil value. This is the biggest Tesla coil board of all time. Love this positioning from Relic, by the way. Move the Jarvan down so he guarantees does not get brawl multed. Sadly, our big mech is going to get brawl multed, but I think it's fine. Yeah, we absolutely clear this this player here. And I mean, we got one more fight left here. We can just take something for you. I mean, you could take another Vow here, but yeah, you're not going to be able to move it eventually. So yeah, just Titans for Yone seems like... I kind of low-key like Vow better for the Yone here, but okay, we can take the Titans here. I'm just apprehensive about the possibility of this actually getting stacked up before he dies, but maybe it could happen. We're gonna swap him over, yeah, and put him second row as well, just so he doesn't die. I mean, our board looks quite strong. To be fair, this is a pretty strong Jinx Volibear board. The last fight was really good for us because we bursted down a lot of their high priority targets, but yeah, we actually lose this fight. I mean, the game is not over yet. The upside is we have the big HP lead. So if we ever win a fight, we win the game, and we have one more like free fight to lose. But I mean, yeah, you want Jarvan to obviously stun the bear, and you want Karma to be able to focus down the bear is the big thing here. Awkward thing is it's quite tough to actually swap everything here, because yeah, you want to swap Jarvan to be... Oh, this is beautiful positioning. Great swap here. Karma in front of the Jarvan jumping on the bear there, getting the stun there, and the next Karma cast is going to go on the bear there. That was beautiful. I mean, just how we drew it up. That was perfect positioning to win the game, and a really nicely played game from Relic, showing off the power of this Mighty Mech comp. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch, my Metapie, links down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks as always for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys as always for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next. Thank you guys as always, and I will see you guys right now.